Churches can actually be really judgy, and they don't usually recognise or realise how this looks to people who don't ordinarily attend church. They can actually cause quite a lot of pain and shame with judgy attitudes from within churches, and these get expressed towards people and their lifestyles, which can be really out of touch with modern people, which we think is contributing to the declining congregation numbers in churches everywhere that we're seeing at the moment. Mike and I attended a lot of churches before we found the one that we felt we could feel at home in, and we had to leave churches because they judged us for living in sin, or because the pastor or members of the congregation had expressed views that were racist or homophobic or misogynistic. And it was shocking because in the workplace, people undergo equality and diversity training. So it's weird when you go to work all week and people know how to behave, but then you go to church at weekends and people can basically say whatever they feel like, whether that's in line with Jesus's teachings or not. I always consider Jesus's teachings to be about transcending difference and treating everyone with love and kindness. After all, it's really difficult to live a perfect life, and I don't know anyone who's managed to do that. And Jesus was there for people in their suffering, and I think that's what church is meant to be. But you will get very little opportunity to support people if they think they are going to be judged by you. And that's why Jesus taught, judge not, lest ye be judged yourself. And in fact, in Matthew 7, 1-3, I'm using the New International Version because I'll only ever use that one because there's too many. If you diversify, it just goes on forever. So he says, do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. With the measure you use, it will be measured to you. And then he says, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? And that's not just a reference about judging, that is about it coming back to you, which is a direct reference to karma, which is really interesting. So eventually Mike and I found the church we are now with, and this is the church where we chose to get married. We have experienced no judgy attitudes from the vicars and congregation here, and we've only had genuine compassion, understanding and kindness. So we feel that this is a church that is getting it right and reflects Jesus's teachings well. We feel very blessed to have found the right church for us, but we think it should not have been so difficult to find one. And as a whole, we think most people can see that churches are in general, churches are not upholding Jesus's teachings around judgment, and they also don't recognise that the rest of society can see that and that it looks hypocritical.